Okay, in this week's episode of 2 Minute Tuesday, we're going to take a look at fixed price property sales. I think for those of you who are on my website or some of the other agents' websites will notice that there are quite a few properties that are listed for sale at a fixed price. And so what we're going to do in this week's episode is sort of run through the reasons and the thought process of the vendors as to why we offer properties at fixed price with no negotiation. So welcome to this week's episode of 2 Minute Tuesday with Hondon Valley Homes. Okay, number one for the reasons for fixed price is lack of availability. Realistically, the shortage of real estate properties. I don't know, 15, 16 years ago during the financial crisis, my website was groaning with properties, and there were lots of properties for sale and there were very few buyers about. And roll forward to where we are today, and it's a completely different property market. What we have found post COVID and Brexit, I thought they were words that I would rarely say again, but yeah, they keep cropping up. Post COVID and Brexit, we find that there are clients who have sort of looked at what's happened in the world and decided that they would rather stay here in Spain rather than go back to their country of origin. And so what both myself and other agents have found is that the sort of the normal churn of properties that we have, where somebody will come and buy a property and they promise themselves 10 years in the sun, and then when they've had their 10 years, they put the property back on the market again. That's not happening. They're choosing to stay where they are now rather than go back to their country of origin. So there is a general lack of supply of properties. And this works obviously in the vendor's favour because it moves, and it has moved the market very strongly from a buyer's market to the seller's market that we have today. One of the other reasons is that the property market, especially here in Hondon, it's shown remarkable growth and stability over the last couple of years. We really have found that demand is totally exceeding supply, and even following even following Brexit, where the number of British clients has decreased, it's not that there's a gap in the market now. That has totally been filled, especially with clients from Belgium and from Holland and Scandinavia, places like that. And they have filled the void from the Brits that aren't coming out anymore because of the need for visas and things like that. And so this stability in the market also is reassuring for vendors of properties because they know the worth of their property. Another factor is that you'll find in Hondon that the property, not that they're not priced reasonably elsewhere, but in Hondon we do price the properties reasonably, and they are really good value compared to some of the builds that you find down on the coast. You know, you can have a 3-bedroom detached property with a swimming pool on the coast, and it's going to be on a 300 square metre plot. It's going to cost you 350, 400,000 euros. If you spend that sort of money up here in Hondon, you're going to get an absolutely stunning home. And so people are aware that the properties here are generally priced very competitively in the first place, especially when you consider other areas. And so they feel that there isn't any need to discount the property because you're already getting a great deal when you're purchasing here in the Hondon Valley. You also have to realise that vendors are just as savvy as the buyers. All of the tools that potential buyers use when they're looking to purchase a property here in Spain, all of the tools that are available to them online are also available to the vendors here in Spain. And so they can take advantage of all of those. The other thing is that this is a small valley and the two villages, and a lot of the people know each other. And for example, on La Montagnosa, where we're based, when a property goes on the market, people are aware of a new property going on the market. They see the price of it. They then see how quickly that property sells, and generally they sell very, very quickly, and they see the price that property sells for. So the vendors are aware of the prices of the properties as they're listed and what they sell for. And so they have a really good idea that their property could be in a better location or a better orientation, have a bigger pool. So they know exactly what they can get for their property. So the buyers are obviously looking for a deal, but the vendors are just as savvy and they know exactly what their property is worth. And because we're in a seller's market at the moment, They know that if somebody isn't willing to pay that price for the property, then the next person will come in within a few days, and they may well be able to. So they are some of the main reasons why vendors decide to go on a fixed price sale rather than having a guide price for a property. It takes out some of the ambiguity. If the property is priced fairly, then you, as a potential buyer, all you have to do is you will see the price on the website. You know exactly what you're going to be paying for that property if you decide it's the perfect property for you. And your only decision is whether you like the property enough to buy it. And so it works really, really well. I think most of the properties we've sold on La Montagnosa this year have sold for the asking price or even a little bit more if there's more than one person interested in the property. So don't be surprised if you see a property for sale with fixed price. You know exactly what you're going to be getting for your money, and all you have to do is decide whether it's going to be the right property for you. So that's it really. That's this week's 2 Minute Tuesday, quite a simple one, just explaining a little nuance that we have in the property market here in the Hundon Valley. We'll have another video along in a couple of weeks' time. My details should be on the screen at the moment, so if you've got any questions or queries, you can drop me a line and I'll be more than happy to answer those for you. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can of course like and subscribe, always helps us, and those figures are ticking up. All that remains is really for me to say thank you for your time, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the next video. But until then, adios and see you soon. Bye-bye.